When Bill Gates said that intellectual property has a shelf life of banana, we could not disagree. So to know more, I, Himanshi Kaushik, would like to welcome you all in today's webinar on relevance of IPR in digital era. And I hope that you all are safe, sound, and happy at wherever you're taking this webinar from. So before we move on and have a little bit discussion about the IPRs and laws and rights and whatnot, we have our experts with us today. So I shall introduce you to our expert. We have Reenu Chauhan ma'am, an assistant professor from School of Law, Lovely Professional University with us today. She is an academician who has more than 5 years of experience and has a PhD in impact of trade related aspects of intellectual property rights on Indian trade. She also has been awarded Senior Research Fellowship for her doctorate by University Grant Commission. She also has been part of various national and international conferences. Ma'am, I heartily welcome you in the webinar. And with equal pleasure, I would like to introduce you to our second expert, who is our admission nominee as well today. We have Mr. Pankaj Vit sir, an Assistant Director, Head, Department of Tie-ups, Division of Admissions, Lovely Professional University. A cognitive personality who holds a master's degree in management with a keen area of interest in training and development. With an experience of more than 2 decades in multiple domains, including teaching, training, and operations, he has occupied strategic positions in multiple organizations of repute. Today, he will be actually discussing all about eligibility, scholarship, fee structures, and infrastructure of our university, basically guiding all the participants and attendees through the admission process. So, sir, I heartily welcome you in the webinar. And with this, I would ask and request Reenu ma'am to please take over, and over to you, ma'am, and looking forward for an amazing session.
Well, very good afternoon to all. See, today I'm going to share my views on role of intellectual property rights in digital era. See, have you heard the word inventions, literary, artistic works, symbols, names, images, design, novels, poems, play, films, drawing, painting, photography, sculptures, architectural works, design? What is this? Have you heard? Have you realized that what is this? Have you seen this picture? See, intellectual property. See, again, I'm telling you, what is this? This is intellectual with property. Means first we have to decode the meaning of the word intellectual. See, intellectual originates from the word intellectus, INTELLECTEUS. See, why it is called intellectus? Because it is power of knowing as distinguished from power to feel. See, have you heard? See, again, what I am telling you, have you heard the word inventions, literary, artistic, symbols, names, images, designs, intellectual property, licensing, copyright, brands, blah, 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 novelty, and all that? See, you have must, when you are talking about the intellectual property, we use this word: patent, exclusive innovation, industrial rights, copyrights, law. See, trade secrets, infringement, dress design, copyright, patent, and their overlapping. See, have you seen the middle part? You will see there is a question mark. Copyright, patent, trademark means that is an overlapping area. See, if you will come to know, whenever you open the any work related or you search any site, you will come to know what is the major types of IP. Then you will come to know functional and technical inventions that covers under the Patent Act 1970, which is amended in 1999 and 2005. If you're talking about purely artistic work, then you will get a copyright that has been amended a number of times. And if you're talking about if you want to convert your goods and services into a mark, or you want to protect them, means you want to protect a symbol, logo, word, sound, color, design, so on and so forth, then you will covered under the Trademark Act 1999, which has been amended accordingly. See, this is what we have seen, or this is what we are shown to us. See, now I will start my lecture from this PPT only. If you do not see a problem with this question, you need the class. That is why I am here. Now what is intellectual property? Now this is what we this is what we are shown on the different website or in different books, but now I will start from where and how intellectual property works. And what is intellectual property? Intellectual property is nothing but knowing about your rights. So let's start. From waking up in the morning or going to the bed at night, human always interact with IPR. See, you can see in the different pics. The morning, from your alarm clock wakes you up, and till the night you are sleeping with your smartphone. See, if you will come to know from morning, the moment you gets up or till the time you close your eyes, you will come to know your entire body or your entire surrounding is surrounded by nothing but intellectual property, because it is now we are living in the digital era, and the digital era is nothing that starts with the intellectual property. And here the protection of intellectual property is very, very important. Why I'm telling you that we need we start our day with the intellectual property, we end our day with intellectual property. That is why human always intersect with the intellectual property rights. See, if the moment you start your day, your alarm clock and the drink you take in the morning, the food you start, that is also branded, means your morning till evening starts with the brand and ends with the brand. That is why this whatever you are using in your daytime or till the night, this all is nothing but need protection. So that is why here intellectual property plays a very important. If you will go through the third BPT, even your toothbrush along with your toothpaste, it means your toothbrush must be of Oral-B or a Colgate, and your paste, it must be a Colgate, Pepsodent, so on. List is so long. The food you eat, the alarm, the shoe you wear, the pen you use, each and everything is surrounded by your intellectual property rights. So when there are so many things, and when we are start our day with this intellectual property, it means somewhere else somebody is trying to infringe our intellectual property right. So that time we need protection, and that protection is possible only through, see what, you need an umbrella protection, because these different intellectual property needs different rights to cover. If you need, see, this is called IPR. And what IPR doing? IPR is protecting it, an umbrella protection to your different rights. Because whatever you do in the daytime, entire your step-by-step work is covered by the different rights. And these different rights are covered by the different protections of IPR. See, if you will innovate something, then it will covered by the if you innovate something new that has never happened, then that will be your creativity, and that creativity will be covered under the Copyright Act. But if that is already exist upon and that you built upon, then it will protect under the Patent Act. But if you are having a good, if something you eat and you want to convert that good or services into a brand, and then brand needs a protection, and that brand protection is called trademark. So ultimately IPR through its different branches gives you protection. And that first, but before that you have to understand and decode the each and every meaning of the intellect and property and right. So first of all, you have to understand what is the meaning of intellect. Intellect, I am telling you, this is nothing but your intellectus is called your intellectual, and power of knowing, which is distinguished from power to feel, is considered to be your intellectual. So then the next word is P. What do you understand by P? That P is nothing but your property. See why I'm calling it as property, and why intellect is property. And the third question, as you can see in the PPT, what is property? Second is what is intellectual property? And the third one is what is intellectual property rights? See, these are the three major questions that we encountered on every day. So first of all, we have to understand the meaning of property into the three attributes. First, the primary function, because we have taken the meaning of the property from the Oxford English Dictionary, and according to the Oxford Dictionary, property means generally that has been categorized under the three categories: scientific understanding, legal understanding, and the economic understanding. First, if you will take property as per the scientific understanding, it will considered as attribute, characteristics, or quality that can be applied generally to a group of objectives. Legal, it means right. If we are talking about the legal protection of the property, it means right to exclusive use, means no one can take your right. You are the exclusive owner of your property. No one can dare to see to your property. No one can use your property without your permission or without your consent. And the third one, economic understanding. It means all the individuals who innovate something, who did something extra that has been gathered through the valuable resources, that is something needs to be the protection. So property under the, according to the Oxford University, that has been attributed to the three parts: scientific, legal, and economic understanding. So when you have these kind of property, so that means you are the owner, means be it a tangible property, be it intangible property. So there are some right that has been generated through that property, and that property right makes you owner. How they will get that right? It means you earn the right to own the property, you earn the right to exclusive use, you are having right to disallow anyone from that use only. You can sell it, you can transfer it, you can alienate it, you can donate it, you can assign it, you can rent it, you can lend it, or you can derive the profit out of that property. So it means, if you will come to know, see, whatever I have seen, you have right to own, exclusive use, you can disallow, you can alienate, you can sell it, transfer, donate, rent, lend, or derive the profit out of that property. It means that property generates bundle of rights, and the entire bundle of right can be held by only one person. And that, but if that has been held by one person, he can give or assign that right to multiple parties. So it means that property confers your power, and that power is unlimited power. Means you are having a bundle of rights, and through this bundle of right, multiple power has been generated. So on that basis, property, because first of all, after knowing the meaning of intellect, it is very, very important for you to understand the meaning of property. So property, one is property, the first we have discussed what is the rights of the property, or what kinds of right has been generated from the property. And then you will come to know the types of property. First is tangible property, means physical property, that property you can touch: your chair, table, land, your goods, your car, your household things. That is nothing but tangible property. But if we are talking about intangible property, that is the area where there is a need to work upon, and there is in that area which really needs some strict protection, because that is here, it is nothing but it is in your mind, and that your mind creativity needs to be protection. So as per the definition of the intangible property, that includes a list of products of human intellect, such as patents, copyright, trademarks, and industrial design. See, intellectual property has been divided into the two parts. One part we are talking about the industrial property, and the second part is about the patent, copyright, trademarks, and industrial design. See, if the moment I said that I'm not going to use these big words without knowing the actual meaning of intellectual property. So the actual meaning of property that I have related with the your morning till the bed, and the meaning that has been derived from the intellectual property. I hope you can understand now. At this stage, you can understand at least two meaning. One is intellect, and second one is intellect property, and the third one add upon is R, and that R stands for right. So first, intellectual property deals with the creativity, human intellect, protects the creation. See, if it is a creativity, it needs a protection, even if it is in human mind. So mean it is a human intellect. That is why that kind of property is known as intellectual property. Then now I have add upon one more word, that is R. That R word stands for rights, means right awarded by society, by a person to the society or to the organization, over his intellect property. Means which property? Creative work, his inventions, his literary and artistic work, symbols, name, images, design that he has used, his novel, his poem, playing, flame films, any drawing, painting, photography, sculptures, or his artistic design, so on and so forth. The list is very long. If he has done some creativity in that area, and that creator needs to prevent the others from making unauthorized use of property. It means, if, for example, if somebody, you are a director of a film, and you have taken the story of a person who has who has written a story for that particular film, and for that you need to take the copyright, and if without his permission you unauthorized try to take his script into his movie, that will consider as infringement of his right. So means that person needs the protection from the unauthorized use of his work. So here intellectual property rights plays an important role. Now the questions come, why, if we have discussed intellect, we have discussed property, the third word we have discussed right. So why IP is required? Because we need it for the to protect the creativity, invention. We also need to get the economic return, because when you create something, you put your heart and soul, you have spent your entire lifespan to create that particular thing, but you have spent your so much energy, your mind, your focus. So that means you, in the exchange of it, you need some economic return. And third thing, that is your fruit of your hard labor, means the effort, the time, the emotion, the heart and soul that you have put to your work, that really needs a reward or a recognition. Also, to own means you are the owner of that inventive or creative work. Also, you are having a now, if you are being a owner, it is your intention, or it is your choice that you can, because it is now your intellect asset, you can license or sell it, or you can deter others from. At the end, if somebody tries to use that property, then you can deter the other person from infringement of that particular right. See, now the question comes, why it is required? Now the next question immediately come, ki why, if it is not protected, then somebody else can take your right, somebody can take advantage of your invention. Or if you will not license, sell or transfer, then there will be, then the society, because the society will not progress. If we will not use the creativity of other person, then no society will run, because society needs a progressive society. No, nowadays societies are not a static society that was in earlier days. See, we need to appreciate the time, labor and effort that has a creator that creator has put into his creativity. Or also, if there are so many organizations that are ready to aid to the creator, that the purpose of the research will be lost. So these are the points where the IP needs to be protected. So as you know, this you must have seen a bottle. This is nothing but a Coca-Cola bottle. See, if you are from 90s born, you will come to know earlier the bottle of Coca-Cola comes into a glass bottle. But nowadays, with the time, the things has been changed. See, but have you noticed one thing? See the white color written over the Coca-Cola, and the design and the pattern in which the Coca-Cola has written, it is still the same. See, why I choose this particular Coca-Cola? These are the questions that always comes into my mind. And when I am discussing about the intellectual property, I always discuss the Coca-Cola, because Coca-Cola is the case, or Coca-Cola is that case study from where we come to know the actual meaning of intellectual property. See, this bottle contains the umbrella of intellectual property from tip to toe. If you will come to know the history of Coca-Cola, because I will not go into the technicalities of the case study, but why this example is so important? Because the tip or to the toe of this particular bottle is protected by the intellectual property. Why I'm telling you, you can see to it. patent, industrial design, trademark, trade secret. Again, the big name, but actually the meaning of it is like this. The logo of Coca-Cola, see, white color logo is an example of trademark. Means the writing, for the writing or for the logo, we have taken a trademark, like as we in case of McDonald's. The shape of bottle, see, the cocoa shape, because the word Coca-Cola has been taken from the word cocoa. So if you will come to know, the shape of the bottle is like the cocoa, and that is covered under the industrial design branch of intellectual property. And if you come to know the recipe or the content, it is nothing. If you will come to know Coca-Cola, is nothing but a carbonated water, but the recipe of the carbonated water has been patented, and for this the Coca-Cola has taken a patent in respect of bottling equipment. Means what kind of recipe they have used. And for this, see, for this writing, if you will come to know, on the glass there is some labeling or number or kuch encrypted at the base of the some artistic work appearing on the website. For this they have taken a, for Coca-Cola, if they are showing some ad or it is showing on some website, so they have taken a copyright. Means if you will come to know why I am telling you why Coca-Cola is the best suitable example for intellectual property, because this single product is protected by more than one IPR, more than one intellectual property. The same is in case of Apple also, because if you'll come to know, for see, now this is what actual but this is what actual intellectual property is, and this is what we have shown to us. See, now that this is why I'm telling you, intellectual property is nothing but it is a routine. It is a religious routine that has been followed by us every day. So who is the inventor of the Coca-Cola? See, I have given the name, and the same Coca-Cola with different IPR, as you can see. Now I will switch to now we come to the main topic, intellectual property right in digital era. See, if you will come to know intellectual property right in the digitalization, the topic is why intellectual property right and digitalization, and how intellectual property is connected, and what is the role of intellectual property in digital era. See, now, but if you are talking about digital on one side, or if you are talking about the IPR on the other side, these are two things that we really need to understand apart from what is patent, because that I have to cut short. What is patent, what is copyright, what is trademark, we have directly switched to the word digital is now. But there are few issues that we need to understand before jump into the digital era. See, now the question is digitalization to be, or is digitalization to be considered as similar to the reproduction, for example using Xerox machine, because there is a Rameshwari photography case over that, whether the using of Xerox machine would be considered to be a reproduction or a copyright protection. Second question, is digitalization a creative activity such as translation from one language to another? The third issue that has been covered, can transmission of the digitalized document through internet be considered as a commercial distribution or public communication similar to broadcasting, as in case of advertisement? Can we consider a database as a special collected work that should be protected by the copyright, whatever be the databases as we have collected during the corona time? What can be considered a fair use? Very important question nowadays in the internet environment. What are the concern of library community in the digital context? If we access restricted by the copyright owner, how could the public exercise fair use with those work? See, these are the questions that are still unanswered by lots of why there is a need of intellectual property why there is a need to enter the intellectual property right in digitalization. What is why these kind of reproductivity will be considered, or whatever we do work, Xerox or photo printing will be considered as an intellectual property, or it should be covered. What are the consequences of such kind of reproduction that will enter? See, due to the digitalization, there are the three things that there are five things that needs to be considered. First is cryptography. Second, digital watermarking technology that we have entered. Third, digital signature technology. Fourth is electronic marking. And the fifth one, which is very important, that is security features of operating system. See, after going before discussing this, these are the things these are the issues which are still unanswered. And I'm talking about what is digitalization. Digitalization is about cryptography. Cryptography is whatever is unreadable, what cannot be understandable language. Unreadable and ununderstandable language is called cryptography. For this, there is a need of IPR protection. Second, digital watermark means it is a signal or a pattern, so that no digital watermark is very important technology that has been covered under the IPR. And the third one is digital signature technology. Digital means that receiving, whenever there is a digital signature, the receiving of date and time and unique code has been mentioned. Then at the end is electronic marking. See, it's a unique marking, so that it cannot be unreadable, or it can be ununderstandable. And the fifth reason in the digital era is security features of operating system. For the protection of files, data, and the operating system of computer, Windows, like this system has been generated. So see, as we have discussed the different features of IPR, what is the need of it, why there is so much requirement of intellectual property, and why digitalization plays such an important role. Now we have to discuss the role in navigating the intellectual property rights in digital age, and what are the strategies for the success of intellectual property rights in digital age. See, first of all, we need to understand, as we have discussed, what is intellectual, what is property, and what is right, how property is differentiated into the two parts, and what is how this journey has been started from the Coca-Cola. Now because slowly this journey has been begin, and the society has been changed from the basic to the technology based. So same way, intellectual property has also changed according to the digital age. So now intellectual property, whatever we have done, now that has been shifted to intellectual property into the digital age. So if we understand how we will navigate intellectual property in digital age, that is a very daunting task. So in this presentation, now I'm going to discuss how the companies and the individual help to protect the intellectual property or intellectual property in the digital age. What are the strategies? See, nowadays it is very tough for the companies, or it is very tough for the individual to safeguard their intellectual property. Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I'm very sorry, but your slide is not on full screen mode, ma'am. Kindly you please put on that.
Yeah, sure. Is it visible, ma'am?
Ma'am, it's not yet on full screen mode, ma'am. Slideshow mode.
Ma'am, see, so in this presentation, I'm going to discuss the strategies that companies and individual use to protect their intellectual property, and especially protection of rights in digital era. See, but there is a problem that digital age is full of challenges. What kind of challenges that we face? See, digital era, there is a autonomous system, blockchain technology, open source softwares nowadays that are the potential threat to the intellectual property. And there is a problem that intellectual property, protection of intellect has been become more difficult. So for this, sometimes we need even a legal advice. That is why now the word intellectual property law has been added in place of right. That is why I'm using and point out each and every word over the intellectual itself. Why I'm using intellectual property right? Because whenever there is any potential threat in the digital age, then definitely we need to seek a legal advice, or we have to take the recourse of the legal provision, and that can be done through the different IPRs, and that can protect your intellectual property. So what are the essential strategies? See, nowadays it is very easy to take the advice. Nowadays there are patent agents are there, IP lawyers are there, who can assist you and how to protect your intellectual property rights, how to draw your digital strategy on how can you protect the digital, how can you protect your technology in the digital age. So nowadays, even if you will take a patent, there is a patent agent who can assist you for the registration of patent, for the trademark, and for the copyright registration. That is why if you will seek the advice of intellectual property lawyer or an agent, they will definitely focus on the registration. If you will come to know or read the different provisions of intellectual property, we will come to know that registration of intellectual property is not compulsory. But why is there is a provision of the registration? Because to secure the ownership, or also the unauthorized use of such rights by the if in case of any infringement happens, even if there is protection, that the protection to the intellectual property that has been available to the registered owner, also to the unregistered owner. Means if you are in the process and you have not registered your product or anything, suppose if you want to take registration, if you want to go for the registration of a brand or good or services, and it is still in the progress, even if your even if your work is not protected by the Trademark Act 1999, but still your unregistered product, unregistered brand will also protected under the passing off. So there are different criteria that has been given under the umbrella of intellectual property, be it registered or not registered. So the list is very long. So, but for the cut short, I'm telling you, for the registration, there is another kind of protection. For the unregistered IPR, there is a another criteria, but protection will be given to unregistered and registered mark as well. So also, if you use any technology that is now in the era, and we all know about the blockchain and cryptography. Cryptography is what is unreadable or what is ununderstandable, that will covered under the IP strategy, and these really needs a high protection, and no weak IPR can protect such technology. So for the, if we use high technology, same way we need a high protection to protect the intellectual property right. Then how to protect the digital content? As the, see, if you will come to know, now we are not discussing the recipes of the work, now we are discussing about the virtual world. So in virtual world, there is a digital age, which is an advanced age, and it is essential to find out the reliable methods of protecting digital content. Means what are the, because nowadays there is lots of information. Earlier there was a lack of information, now we are overloaded with the information. See, so in this overloaded era, it is essential to find out the reliable method for protecting digital content from unauthorized access, use, or replication, because there are different methods that through which we can protect, or it is through the enhancing the security protocols or network architecture, we can protect the potential threat of unauthorized access to the intellectual property. So also nowadays, because now once the intellectual property has been governed, so you are the owner of that property. Through the licensing and collaboration, you can share your intellectual property in case of a need to the society, or also because we have to develop, we need to be technologically advanced. So if we will balance with the digital or with the IPR, that will give you the freedom to the use of internet. So And also one more important thing, IP enforcement. See, IP enforcement are nothing but these are the digital rights management that has been controlled in the intellectual property rights. See, because I think time is cut short, now I will give you a very important piece of suggestion. Nowadays there are lots of panel discussion that has been going on the intellectual property right and artificial intelligence. See, if you are aware of the technology, you must aware there is a lot of discussion and there is a need to make a strict law whether artificial intelligence should be governed by the intellectual property or not. So I think with this note, I'm going to summarize the key findings of the role of intellectual property in the digital era. I hope my work will be fulfill the criteria to understand the basics of intellectual property along with the importance or role of IPR in digital era. Thank you very much. Thanks you for your patience, time. Thank you very much. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving this valuable information and crediting your time for all the students and all the participants. And I hope they must have enjoyed the session. Like really, I have enjoyed it. So, ma'am, with your permission, can we take up like 2-3 questions because
Yes,
we
sure, ma'am. That is why I have cut short my work, and then that is why I just want to switch to the, and I'm open to take the questions of the student.
Okay, okay. Ma'am, there's an attendee and the question read like, can IPR be given to one who takes credit of others' invention?
No, IPR cannot be given to one. But see, as per the, if we are talking about the general rule, IPR is a protection that has been given to the owner. But that owner wants to assign that right to another one, then IPR can be given to another person, but only with the consent of the owner.
Okay, and
It can also, it can see there are two channels through which they can either license or through the assignment that can be we can give intellectual property to other person also. Yes, ma'am.
okay, thank you so much, ma'am, for resolving the query. And ma'am, there is another question from an attendee, and that attendee wants to know, is IPR is given by government or are there any private institutions also that can provide IPR?
No, I see it is intellectual property is given by the government only because it is a protection. Once you make any invention that comes into the public domain and you want to serve the society, then government will give you in exchange of it, government gives you royalty so that you can serve the society. So yes, ma'am, you want to know anything about it?
No,
actually there is some echo, voice is echoing.
okay, okay. Okay, ma'am, there's this last question, but not the least, of course.
Okay, ma'am, yes.
Yeah, ma'am, attendee wants to know, how can they apply for the patent if they want to?
See, there is a process of applying the patent. First, your invention must fulfill the three criteria. First, it should be novel. It means there should be criteria of novelty, means if you invent something that should be novel. Second means it should not, it means novelty means you have built upon something already. See, patent is not given on the new thing. Patent is given what is already existed and what you have built upon. Suppose this is a technology and upon the technology you built upon something, means you have advanced some feature, then you, that is called novelty. Second means is it should serve the commercial purposes, means if you invent something, if it is moral basis, then it will, you cannot seek the patent. And the third one, it should serve the society. See, in case of medicine, if you invent some medicine, suppose you are related to the corona, if you invent some medicine and that should also serve the society, if this fulfill the criteria, then you will go for the process of the registration. See, if you are not aware, then there are patent filing system. Means if you want to secure the invention, if you want to secure the invention in India, then we will then your invention will protect under the Patent Act. And if you want to give protection to the international level, then there are Paris Convention through which we are the part of the different nations, where we can also protect our invention worldwide.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much for resolving all the queries of our attendees. And since we're not getting any more queries, I hope all the queries of all the problems and all the questions have been now, ma'am, because we were getting a lot of questions regarding admission process, how they can take admission, and what all they need to do. So I would request Pankaj sir to please guide and navigate the students through the process, sir. Over to you.
Of course. If I can just share my screen.
Yeah. Really, ma'am, could you please stop sharing your screen?
Yes, ma'am, sure.
Himanshi, I hope my screen is visible to all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is visible, sir.
Okay, great. So, a very absorbing topic and the world of law. And it was a news to me as well. It was a learning experience for me as well. And I'm quite sure that our attendees who are watching this broadcast must have also gained quite a few insight into the topic that was discussed by the very literary professor over here. Now, let us change the topic a little bit, and let's move to another thing, which is like when you come to the campus, when you come to the university campus, what can you expect? What can a student expect when he or she lands at the university campus? Let me start on a very, very positive note. And the positive note is that the year was 2020 when the Tokyo Olympics had to happen, but did not happen owing to the pandemic thing. So it was transferred, or it was postponed to 2021. And they happened in 2021. And 13 students from LPU, 13 students, I must repeat this thing, 13 students from lovely professional university participated in these games, and not only participated, but won laurels for the country, for the state, for the university itself. You name people like the Neeraj Chopras, the Bajrang Punyas, the Manpreet Singhs, who was the captain of the Indian hockey team at that point of time, which won the bronze medal. And that was done after 1980, which was Moscow Olympics. So it was a big achievement that our students accomplished. So we can very proudly say that LPU does not only create academicians or researchers, but we are also creating sports people of repute worldwide. On that particular note, let me just tell you what can you expect when you come to the university. Well, another achievement which I must throw some spotlight on, and that was Khelo India University Games, which were just concluded some time back. We were ranked second in India in the Khelo University Games. Neeraj Chopra, as I told you, that quite recently he won laurels for the country in Doha as well. So he's our student. These are our alumni who have bagged decent packages worldwide, and around 2,000 companies around the globe. Our students are employed with very, very decent and handsome salary packages. Our Chancellor, Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Ashok Mittal, was quite recently called to the House of Lords, British Parliament, and he delivered a lecture over there. So what I want to tell you over here, that the intellectual capital flows from top to bottom, and intellectual property rights was the point of discussion today, and we have got quite a few intellects with the university itself. Talking about rankings for any university is very, very important, or rankings for any university are very important. And we have got quite a few rankings which are of world level and national level as well. To start off with, the World University Ranking 2022 ranked us 23rd amongst the top Indian universities, both amongst private and the government universities. We were ranked, or we have been ranked 47th in India from amongst all the universities, private and government universities in India. And this ranking has been given to us by none other than the Ministry of Education, Government of India. Talking about yet another ranking, which is very, very important. And we have been ranked 13th overall in India in law, and law was the topic for the day. So we have been ranked 13, a very, very proud ranking of 13th rank all over India in the field of law. Architecture and design, we have been ranked 12th in India. We have been ranked 19th in pharmacy all over India. We have been ranked 51st in engineering all over India. We stand we stand tall as compared to quite a few NITs and IITs pan India. Talking about business schools, B schools, we have been ranked 34th in India, and the Times Higher Education Impact Ranking has ranked us 74th, and we can truly say that we are proudly Indian and truly global. In Atal rankings, we have been ranked 3rd in India. Campus life and exposure, this is what you can expect in terms of campus life and exposure when you come to the campus. The year was 2019, and we hosted the 106th edition of the Indian Science Congress, and it was inaugurated by none other than the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji. A few years ago, we had His Holiness the Dalai Lama coming to the university campus and giving away degrees to the students in one of the convocation ceremonies. We had 2 former presidents of India and Afghanistan sharing the same stage, giving away degrees in yet another convocation ceremony at LPU. A few years back, late Finance Minister of India, Shri Arun Jaitley ji was here, and he inaugurated a startup school. We also have quite a few spiritual intellects who come to the campus and give away live sermons to our students, to the teachers, to the parents, and everybody. And Gohar Gopal Das is one of them. Yes, these people also come to the campus, the heartthrobs of our young generation. Yes, they also come to the campus, not only to sing and dance, sports people, of course, not only to sing and dance, but also to interact with our students and share their life experiences with our youngsters. Infrastructure, yet another integral part of academics. What you're seeing on your screen right now is the central library of the university. It's a completely automated and RFID oriented library that we have got. Otherwise, each department has its own library. For example, law would be having its own library, but we have got a central library as well. This is a marvel of a building, 14 blocks joined back to back, and it houses the auditorium and the central library of the university. What you're seeing on the screen right now is the auditorium of the university. It's got a capacity of 2,500 people plus people in a single go, and all the cultural events and concerts and things like that happen in this vicinity. At the heart of the campus, it's a 600-acre campus on NH 44, National Highway 44. We are located on Delhi Amritsar National Highway 44, and it's a 600-acre campus we have got on the said national highway. And at the heart of the campus, we have got a mall. Let's go inside the mall. That's the interior of the mall. We've got stores where students can purchase their stuff. We have got bowling alleys and other recreational facilities. If you're a health freak, which you should be, we have got gymnasium with international trainers. God forbid any student falls ill, but if somebody falls ill, we are ready, up and running with a hospital within the university. It's a 25-bedder hospital with the resident doctors, medical staff, sports staff, and so on. Well, the reason for our success in sports is owing to this sporting facility that we have got. You're seeing the aerial view of this indoor sports complex that I'm showing you on your screen. Let's go inside. We have got Olympic-sized swimming pools. You name a court, you get it. Badminton, basketball, volleyball, even a squash court at the disposal of the students. We've got shooting ranges. We've got cricket pitches. We've got football pitches. That's a panoramic view of the university itself. That's a night vision of the university. And my dear students, whoever is watching this broadcast, you can just take a snapshot of this particular slide. And if you want to visit us, you can want to know about the programs and everything, you can always visit us on www.lpu.in. You can write to us on admissions at lpu.co.in, or you can call us on 1-800-102-4407. So that's our toll-free number. So you can just talk to our counselors, experienced counselors, and you can get insight into the various programs being offered at lovely professional university. I'll just stop over here for a brief while, and I'm going to take you across to our website. And that's the website of the official page or the home page of our official website. And as I was telling you, that you can always get to know about the various programs that we are offering on by logging on to our website. That's www.lpu.in. If you want to search a program, you can just simply go to admissions. And if you want to search a program which is an undergrad program, you go over here. If you want to search a PG program, you can go over here, and so on and so forth. Let's say I want to search a program called BA LLB Honors program. So I'll go to after 12th, I'll go to regular programs, and it takes me to the next page. And I go to the next page. The next page gives me all the disciplines that we are offering. So we are talking about law. So I'll just click law over here. And this is BA LLB Honors and BBA LLB Honors. That these are the two programs that we are running in the integrated mode after 12th. Let's go into BA LLB. I go into BA LLB, and this is BA LLB Honors. I just scroll down a little bit, and this happens to be the eligibility criteria of our of the program of BA LLB Honors, like pass with 60% marks in 12th with English or equivalent, subject to qualifying LPU or CUET or CLAT. So these are this is the eligibility criteria of the program. So you can get to know about the various details. Like I can also get to know about the fee structure. This is the slider. I'll just click over here. On the top of the screen, you get the slider where you can get to know about the fee structure, the scholarships, and so on and so forth. So for example, somebody scores 80 to 89.99 in 12th standard, he gets a 30% scholarship. Somebody has 90 to 94.99, 35% scholarship. Somebody's got 95 or above, 38% scholarship. And similarly, somebody is appeared for our LPU NEST exam, which is the national level test exam that we conduct. Somebody is in category 3, once again 30%, category 2 35%, category 1 38%. So in this way, you can get to know about the nitty-gritties of the program. You can get to know about everything pertaining to the program. For example, you can even get to know about the various scholarships that we are offering. You can just click on scholarships, and you get to know about the various scholarships that we are offering, and you can get to know about the curriculum. So in this way, for a specific program, this is how you can reach a program and get to know about the various details of the program. So that was a brief insight into how a person can go ahead and get to know about the details of a specific program. So I guess that's all from my side. I hope the information was useful for all the students. Back to you, Himanshi.
Sir, thank you so much. And it was really great. Like you have explained all the things that a student should know, how they can take admission in a particular course. And I would request to all the attendees, kindly visit our site lpu.in, as sir told already, and visit our site and check for the courses that you want, and start applying for the courses. And sir, with this, I take your permission and from all the attendees, of course, to wrap the webinar up, sir. Can I?
Yeah, sure. And you can always take a snapshot of this, these numbers, which are like the helpline numbers, and you can always contact our experienced counselors. Thank you very much, Himanshi. That's all from our side.
So thank you so much. And with this, I take leave from all the attendees now. And thank you so much to all the attendees for being a valuable audience for us. And sir, thank you so much for explaining students about the process. And I hope their queries must have been resolved now. So with this, thank you for joining in, all the attendees. Until next time, stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.